Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. Today we're doing a first look at Red Storm Rising. It's based on Tom Clancy's novel about tank combat in Eastern Europe. It's related to Red October, the game, as far as mechanics and stuff, it looks like, and it also says that you can use the two games together if you wish, so that's pretty cool. So let's take a look inside and see what this is all about. The balloon is up. The Russian oil refinery at Nizhnevartovsk is smoking ruins burned by Muslim rebels. Facing nationwide economic disaster, the Politburo lays its plans. The Soviet Union must capture the oil fields of the Middle East. To prevent interference, NATO must be crushed. The decision is war. Tom Clancy's best-selling novel Red Storm Rising is a gripping tale of World War III. The Red Storm Rising board game captures the tension and excitement of modern warfare. Tanks mass behind the front, waiting to crash through the enemy's line and tear up his rear and flanks. Outnumbered defenders fight a desperate withdrawal, stinging the invader and then falling back before they can be trapped and destroyed. The excitement and realism of Red Storm Rising are unequaled, yet the basic rules are easy to learn. The massive Soviet Warsaw Pact armies burst across the West German border. Facing the giant are the allied armies of NATO, small and light, but if they can slow the Soviet advance, their reinforcement may turn the tide. Advanced rules add squadrons of F-15s, MiG-21s, and other jet fighters, plus bombers, AWACS, and ultra-modern stealth fighters. Games can be played in as little as an hour. As an added bonus, players who also own the Hunt for Red October game can play both sides side by side, simulating the entire land, air, and naval war. Red Storm Rising is a 2 to 4 player game recommended for ages 12 and up. Alright, looks like this comes with basic rules and advanced game rules, and looks like the previous owner made photocopies of the basic rules to give the different players, and he made a cheat sheet too, which will make my job easier when I try to learn this game. Let's take a look at some of the components now. These here look like armored personnel carriers and tanks and so forth. They're all on stand-up things. Just like Hunt for Red October, all the pieces are stand-ups. Here's some Soviet units. Yeah, it looks like armor, airborne, all sorts of stuff. Here's some Soviet aircraft. Pretty big counters, that's good. I assume these are the NATO aircraft, the blue and purple ones. And I don't know if these are control markers or what. And over here, yeah, they look kind of like the detection markers in the other game, but I'm not sure what these ones do. We'll know when we look through the rules. And here's some markers. And some more markers and 4 10-sided dice, along with some extra stands. Here's the air board. Looks like you keep track of a boarded hit and a boarded eliminated, and then you put your tactical missions here and your command missions here. These are for the 2 NATO sides, and here's for the Soviets and Warsaw Pact on the other side. And looks like the air board is all taking place over northern Germany and southern Germany, West Germany that is. Oh, it's got a little bit of East Germany here too, and Czechoslovakia. Alright, so that's a basic area. Your air operations will occur. Let's take a look at the map. Looks like he's got more. I don't know if these are notes here or he's keeping track of stuff or what. I'll have to look through that later, see if it's anything that'll be useful to me. Here's the map. Down here it has Warsaw Pact Army Assets, Warsaw Pact Support Marker Box. And it's got the same for NATO on the other side over here. And let's see what's written in this corner here. This is just a terrain key like NATO cities, Warsaw Pact cities bonus, and showing all the different terrain types. And down here, let's see what we have here. We have a turn sequence, which is Warsaw Pact attacks, Warsaw Pact moves, NATO attacks, and reinforcements for both sides. And here's your airstrike loss table. Depends on if you have friendly air superiority, contested air superiority, or enemy air superiority. Let's take a look through the basic rules now. Starts with the situation briefing. And here it's talking about the different markers. It's like the attack rating and the nationality are written on it, unit designation, and the setup designation. That's for ground units at least. Oh, these markers I was wondering about, these are city control markers. You got NATO and Warsaw Pact ones, and here's your support markers. Got it. Now let's going into setting up. And the object of the game: the Warsaw Pact player must capture NATO cities. The NATO player must prevent the Warsaw Pact from capturing cities, and if possible, capture a Warsaw Pact city. Here's the sequence of play again. Now it's talking about movement, fast movement, crowding. You can have up to 2 pieces in a space when you're done moving, but never more. So you got a stacking limit of 2. Here's your attack rules. So far this doesn't look too bad. It looks relatively straightforward. Here's how to attack, effects of a successful attack, and attacking a space containing 2 enemy pieces. Here's retreat rules. This page has breakthroughs and support, and it's talking about rivers, I assume, how those affect movement and attacking and so forth. And it goes over reinforcements, and then it talks about expanding the basic game with multiple players and a variable ending. And here it looks like too, you can have a long game if you wish. And here's some variations like free setup. And you get the sequence of play written here, and the air-land sequence of play written down there. Alright, let's go to the advanced rules now. Alright, it starts out talking about terrain effects, core and army assets, using these assets and replacements, and division breakdowns. And here it's going over the air-land game, and the air-land game turn sequence, which is air deployment, air-to-air combat, Warsaw Pact attacks, Warsaw Pact movement, NATO attacks, and turn conclusion. And here it's talking about moving and deploying your air units. And it's going over that air player aid here. Got some information on the M1 tank if you're not familiar with it. Some on the Apache helicopter too. And here's air-to-air combat. And here's attacking command mission aircraft. And here's your air superiority, determining who has it, and the effects of it if you have it or don't have it, or both, or neither have it. Tactical missions. It's going over the airstrike loss tables. Here's performing ground attacks and attacking assets. Oh, it's got stealth fighters in here. Nice. And there's parachute units and air mobile too. Difference between a paratrooper unit and air mobile is air mobile, they use helicopters to move to wherever they're going instead of jumping out of planes. And here it's got some optional rules like chemical munitions if you want to ruin the game. That's actually only half a joke. I found in modern or Cold War games, if you start mixing in chemical warfare and nuclear weapons, it kind of ruins the game, but maybe it won't in this one. Here's your variable turn sequence, air-to-air ground combat limitations. Oh, here's something. Someone actually had asked me about this before I got this game. Here's combining the Red Storm Rising and Hunt for Red October games. So they have actual rules for doing that. Interesting. And here it's showing the counters and stuff. Or stand-ups, whatever you want to call them. Thanks for watching, guys. This looks like it'll be a pretty cool game, and like I said in the beginning of the video, you can combine this with Hunt for Red October to make one huge game that you can play. And like Hunt for Red October, it looks like the rules will be pretty easy to learn. Have a good evening.